Forgot to turn my mic on. Welcome to the Off Label Podcast, your twice weekly dose of sanity in insane world. All right. And we got to get into some things here. We got Representative Jeff Van Drew, former Democrat, now Republican. He's in the House there, saying that the drones that we've been seeing, those 3,000 drone sightings, 3,000 plus drone sightings in New Jersey that we've seen here just about a month ago, yeah, they're Iranian. And they're sitting off our shoreline. Now, the Pentagon's saying, I don't know what he's talking about. That's not actually true. Well, we'll take a look at that because I don't know how to feel or what to believe about this one as far as kind of like starting with a story kind of situation, but we're going to get into that shit. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you know Rob's channel, if you've been there, you knew that there were FBI and informants in the crowd on January 6th. I'll bring you something up to show that as well, that they knew that even within the Proud Boys trial. Well, guess what? The IG released a report that does say, 26 agents were in the crowd there for the 12 Proud Boys that were in the crowd as well. That's an interesting story, but yep, here we go. That narrative's breaking even harder with the whole insurrection now. We got Biden pardoning a lot more people here. I'm going to read off the entire list of names for you and things like that. And I don't think it's that big of a deal as people are actually making it, other than the fact that he has pardoned more people in one day than any other president in history. We'll get to talking about that as well. Oh, and Caitlin Clark. Got to weigh in on that one. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start the show.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
So you got 5 years of work experience, 2 STEM degrees. I think it's safe to say you're the best candidate I've ever seen. Oh, well, thanks. That's really exciting to hear. Yeah, you didn't get the job. What? Yeah, I just realized that we're not hiring anymore and this position no longer exists. So let's save us both some time here. Save us some time? I've been interviewing for like 3 months. We've done like 8 interview rounds. We did, yeah. You crushed those, by the way. So what the heck happened? I thought y'all had several positions open. Everyone has several positions open. It doesn't mean we're hiring. That's exactly what that means. Not if they're not real, it doesn't. Right, Phil? Yeah, this job isn't real. What? Yeah, so there's a sick loophole where if we can prove that we're hiring people, we get all these sweet tax benefits and low interest bank loans. You get what? Exactly. So after interviewing all the people we scammed, we lie and say the job is no longer available and then repost the same job 2 weeks later. But I already put my 2 weeks in because you said I had this quote job in the bag. You did have it in the bag. And then we took that bag and dumped it all over the floor. All right, that's it. I've applied to 700 jobs and done 60 plus interviews. I've literally picked up a second job applying to jobs to get a job. Wow, something must be seriously wrong with you then. So
That will come up later. Ladies and gentlemen, I am alone tonight. Davey is taking the night off to be with his family. So, we're going to take a little journey tonight. Everything that we've brought up on this channel, a lot of things that we've heard along the way, a lot of the things that we've weighed into, well, we're going to get back into as well. And I don't care how anybody feels tonight because I've had a fucking tough week. And I'm going to get very, very salty and spicy and just rail on people for the Rumble section because I need a release. But I will say this. Like I said, that video that I just played, that's going to come up later. Because one of your little lefty guys, too retarded. But while we are at it, ladies and gentlemen, from back in the day. Oh, we got that single one here, don't we? Yeah. Y'all remember this?
That have been flying all over New Jersey have caught the attention of the FBI. And they're clueless.
The Bureau is actively investigating the situation you mentioned, just the unexplained sighting of drone activity. We do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet.
Is public safety at risk? Are we concerned that there are nefarious intentions that could cause either national security or a public safety incident that would put Americans at risk?
There's nothing that is known that would lead me to say that, but we just don't know, and that's the concerning part.
So the FBI either lied under oath just there, or they're completely in the dark about our national security. Even the governor of New Jersey admits he has no idea what's going on.
These are apparently very, as I understand it, very sophisticated. The minute you get eyes on them, they go dark. We've got military assets. We've got utility assets. We've got the president-elect's one of his homes here. This is something we're taking deadly seriously. We've got good cooperation out of the feds, but we need more.
Jersey officials say the first sighting was back in the middle of November. And since then, they've gotten hundreds of sightings throughout the state, 180 in just one day. New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew says the drones are Iranian.
Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. These drones should be shot down. Whether it was some crazy hobbyist that we can't imagine, or whether it is Iran, and I think it very possibly could be, they should be shot down. We are not getting the full deal, and the military is on alert with this.
Well, the Pentagon disputes this, but wouldn't say much else. Listen.
At this time, we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
If you don't know what they are, how can you say they're not a foreign adversary?
Our initial assessment is that this is not the work of a foreign adversary or a foreign entity. That is our initial assessment.
They also said not to worry because the drones are being investigated by local law enforcement. But the local law enforcement people said they have no idea, and they're pointing their fingers at the feds. Well, local police sources tell Primetime they can't believe that the feds are completely clueless about who's manning the drones. They're speculating that it probably is a defense contractor with a high security clearance testing some prototypes. But until the feds give us some sort of concrete answer, we're all in the dark.
Yeah. Okay. Full disclosure with the whole information and everything with this. Okay. Representative Jeff Van Drew is saying that he's getting some high officials whispering in his ear that there is these are Iranian drones. There's a drone mothership off our coast, and they're launching it. Now, I will bring up something that I've come across with Jeff Van Drew that does worry me. It really fucking does. It kind of, you have to understand the dude's like, he was a Democrat, turned Republican, ran again, and he overwhelmingly won. Well, let's take a little bit of a walk down memory lane with Representative Jeff Van Drew, shall we? Never mind the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that I have brought this up several times. This is a different story. where Representative Jeff Van Drew, former Atlantic City Council president, arrested in voter fraud scheme. Craig Galloway is alleged to have organized harvesting vote by mail ballots. Now, this comes from New Jersey. Apparently, what had happened in this was Craig Galloway was paying people to pick up ballots with nothing but a signature on them, return them to his crew. His crew would fill them out, and then he would pay other people to deliver them to the mailboxes. Guess what, guys? I don't care how you feel. That actually gives credence to the 2000 Mules movie. Kind of lends a little bit more credence to what happened in 2020. I mean, what happened to all those votes in 2024, right? Isn't that what y'all are asking? Can we revisit a lot of that then? But anyway, going back to it, Craig Calloway would do all this. Now, in the New Jersey article that I bring up all the time, I love bringing that one up. I can't find it again, right off the bat that quickly. But it was as a matter of fact, I could probably pull it up on my phone and send it through message. But yeah, it was talking about in that article, it goes back through his life from how he started learning how to do this since 2003. The dude has a damn near flawless record. So of course, anybody who wants to get elected would go with him, right? But a damn near flawless record when you're working with elections? Is that not shady? I mean, do you not question that when dude's hitting 90% accuracy rate with getting people elected? Is that not a click in your brain that something's wrong here? But yeah, Jeff Van Drew used him in 2022 to get reelected in the House, which he should know by looking at that because he's been there for a minute. It's a little unusual. But this is a Democrat turned Republican using ballot harvesting to get elected as a Republican. Swamp's a little deeper than you think. And some of them are supposedly on your side. But anyway, I want to go back to this little hit right here real quick. Let's explore this a little bit more. Oh, shit. My bad, guys. I forgot to flip the screen. I was watching this and nobody was. I forgot things sometimes. Let's go back. My bad, everybody.
In focus now, Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, member of the House Judiciary Committee on the Hill right now. How do you address this at this point?
Well, here's the real deal, Harris. You know, I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people.
I forgot to flip the tab,
very
Joe.
high sources,
I was
very
listening to the
qualified
video,
sources,
but you weren't.
very responsible sources. I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off. I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been some really glorified hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward. The sources I have are good. They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down. Whether it was some crazy hobbyist that we can't imagine, or whether it is Iran, and I think it very possibly could be, they should be shot down. We are not getting the full deal, and the military is on alert with this.
Look, you've given us some pretty dire information just here, and I want to make sure that our viewers are digesting this. Iran has the capability to pull up along our eastern seaboard and launch drones the size of an SUV into the skies of several states, particularly New Jersey, where we know the incoming president has a large home, also in the same county or nearby where some of these drones in New Jersey have been seen. That capability exists. It's possible some of those drones are here. So I have two questions. How are they fueling them? They have to land somewhere. Drones don't fly forever. Why don't they close down the airspace? Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it's the holidays. Shut it down. But if you start shooting things and you don't know how they're fueled, that's going to be mass explosions. This isn't like one spy balloon. Congressman, this is serious.
We've got to bring them down, and we've got to find a way to bring them down. I don't know exactly where they're landing. Obviously, I have some information. And again, this isn't just Jeff Van Drew. Oh, let's get on Harris Faulkner's show and say something outrageous. I'm telling you a straight deal from very high positioned individuals who are telling me this. And the bottom line is they're launching them. They are across the country. We don't even have anything like this. Our government, and also certainly our hobbyists don't. So think about it. It's not only do I have the information, but it's also common sense. We've got to get them down. We've got to determine how they function, what they do, make sure that we can get them, and you're right, in a safe way. When I say shoot them down, get them down any way that you can, but right now they're probably extracting information. This is a clear and present danger to the United States and to our president-elect, and it's a serious business.
Well, and if one of them happens to fall, and they're fueled, that explosion could kill people.
She's right, though. She's right. You don't know what they actually have. What if they're nuclear powered? No, that's not possible. They're the size of an SUV. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 60s, we used to have mobile nuclear reactors. That's one of the actual things that actually shut it down, is because nobody was taking care of it. And they fucked it up. We had mobile nuclear reactors back in the day. Don't y'all, as American citizens, remember Iran trying to what was it? Oh yeah, enrich uranium. The yellow cake, uranium. Anybody remember that? And then when we announced we were going in, what was it, a week or two before we did? No, a couple of days before we did, I think. We found nothing. It seems like through our airwaves, we said, hey, we're going to be here on this day at this time to inspect for nuclear capabilities days in advance. Y'all remember that? Now, let's explore this side. Okay, let's go with this whole what Van Drew is saying here. If Iran through China has the ability to launch drones the size of SUV to fly below a hard deck that radar will not pick up, and they're launching them from a mothership off our fucking coastline. First of all, how did we not know the mothership was being built in the first place? Secondly, how the fuck did they get there without us knowing it anyway? And third, why the fuck is it allowed to stand? Because you want to defend from these drones in a safe manner? The safest possible manner? quickest way, EMP. But then you fuck yourself up because you fry every other electronic device in any way, shape, or form in the field. That means all your phones are dead. Your electric grid is dead. Whatever you're watching this from, gone. Leaving you vulnerable for another fucking wave. Shoot them down with kinetic weaponry? Well, now you risk shrapnel being all over the place. Imagine pieces of a drone raining down on you while you're walking down the street. You think you'd live through that? She has a point. She has a point. It is a dangerous situation because we really have no answer for anything like this. This drone shit just started popping up. Guess what? We used it. We showed the world it's fucking capable, and everybody else rushed to weaponize the fucking thing. I mean, we did it first. Shit. We were launching fucking missiles from the damn things. Rockets, missiles, and everything else. Drone strikes were fucking everywhere, and it was deadly as fuck and very accurate. Imagine if Iran or China or even Russia had that capability. Now, yeah, I'm going to say like Russia's a paper tiger. You have to understand with this war in Ukraine, yeah, they are literally bleeding themselves dry with it. But 50 fucking countries has chipped in some way, shape or form to defend Ukraine from Russia. And all Russia has done was taken those 3 territories he talked about from the very beginning and held them. Yeah, he's made a little move here and there to distract the Ukrainian forces and fuck with the Zelensky. But it's gotten to a point to where we're sending our munitions, given an okay by President Biden, our long-range munitions into Russian territory. Let's not forget, Zelensky actually shot shot rockets at fucking Poland and claimed Russia did it. Don't ask questions, NATO, just get involved. Article 3, let's go. Imagine if somebody like Iran's not a paper tiger. They have a strong ass air defense. So if this is true, they have a strong ass air offense that we have no answer for other than not letting them take off in the first fucking place. Houston, we have a fucking problem. Now imagine this. Imagine a nuclear fucking submarine because, let me show you guys. Russian subs patrol off the U.S. East Coast, officials say. Nuclear-powered Russian fucking sub. Yes, it was for a war game. Was allowed to patrol our East Coast. Okay. Chinese spy balloons. Floats over the entire country before they're taken down. Our enemies have everything they want. They're right here in your doorstep. They're right here taking over the apartment complexes in your goddamn cities. So if what Van Drew is saying is actually true, war's on our doorstep. World War III will be fought on our homeland. Probably by you and me. And our government allowed it to happen. But let's take a different approach. If it's our government, why the fuck are they only flying around military installations and manufacturing areas? And I say manufacturing areas, ladies and gentlemen. This is close to me. Drone over Austral Shipyard in Mobile, Alabama.
Well, of course, iPhone don't freaking zoom in worth a crap. But that's a drone down here.
That's hovering.
Mobile, Alabama. There it is.
Completely fucking still. So they went from New Jersey to Alabama now? Or is there another one sitting out there? Where did this thing move to? I don't know how I feel about this, because if this is our own damn government doing it, then they're giving us casus belli to go to war with Iran. We sit there and convince the people that Iran's got this badass capability just so we can go in there and fuck with them. Because why? Because we funded both sides of this Israel bullshit. Giving aid and comfort to the enemies of the United States. I'll leave it at that one. But I don't know how to feel about this whole situation. Because, well, when do we ever really agree with the government? But
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from
I mean, yeah, they are really taught to lie to us. Don't get me wrong, but that was a look of straight confidence. That was a look of, nah, that shit ain't right. I can confidently say that shit ain't right. I'm not going to tell you why I can confidently say that shit ain't right, but I can confidently say that shit ain't right. Okay, so maybe it's not Iran. You're talking about China? I mean, Iran had a deal with China to get drones and, build them out. That was a thing. That actually did happen. So I don't know how to feel about this. Like, I know our fucking government lies all the time. And what do you think they're going to do? Say, yeah, Iran's at your damn doorstep because we allowed it to happen? Because that's going to be the next question. How the fuck did they get there? Oh, yeah. Guess what, America? We allowed it to happen. Just like the spy balloon. Just like the Russian nuclear sub. I'm kind of fucking worried about that shit now. Because I don't know who to believe in this one. Jeff Van Drew knew about the mail-in voter ballot, which means he's okay with election fraud, while he was screaming about election fraud. Democrat flipped Republican doing Democrat shit. It's one of those votes. Van Drew does have a record to back that up, but just like Christopher Wray when he was talking about Volt Typhoon in that hearing, anybody that knows my personal channel knows I go through all these hearings all the fucking time. I can't deny Christopher Wray was telling the truth about China being able to hack our shit because all of our shit is made in China. Your routers are made in China, so they have a hard chip made into them to where they can hack it whenever. Let's not forget Stuxnet, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that virus that literally spread throughout the internet and did not activate until it found an Iranian fucking nuclear centrifuge and then it spun it out of control. You take that, you put it on your own hard-coded chip, and then you sell it to an entire country. Volt Typhoon is fucking real. We're in for it. We're in for it big time. If Iran or anybody else has the capability to fly SUV-sized drones beyond the or below the hard deck of fucking radar over our cities, and we have no response other than an EMP to take them out real quick, take them out before they fucking launch, or rain hellfire down on the citizens, we have a problem. Because if it's an SUV-sized fucking drone flying over these cities, how many small little bombs can they just carpet bomb our shit with? And what are you going to do about it? They're packed with fucking bombs. They could even be nuclear fucking powered. Holy fuck. I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything, but this is the way I'm really looking at it right now with everything that's been happening around the world and everything that's going on. If this is a capability that our enemies have because we spurred that on and they thought, I can see what it does. I'm looking into this. I mean, how many of you actually have a drone sitting in your fucking house right now? It's not weapon capable. But how many of you have them? Just a little food for thought for you guys on that one. Not trying to work you up and scare you in any way. I'm just fucking terrified myself about the whole damn thing. I really am, because that would mean the war's on our doorstep. That would mean the enemy is here and has the capability of reaching out and touching me. It's a little scary, isn't it? I mean, think of the war we've waged around the world. Now bring that to your own damn city, your own neighborhood. We fucked around. Maybe it's time we find out. But know this, it is by your own government's doing, ladies and gentlemen, because this is great. I want y'all to understand, for anybody that's paid attention, especially like law tubers, things like that, anybody that covers political shit as far as law is concerned, anybody that actually doesn't, there's a lot of people that haven't. I've touched on this several fucking times myself. On January 6th, throughout multiple fucking court cases now, we have pointed out over 200 plus federal informants or federal agents themselves in the crowd actually instigating and helping the crowd out. Well, guess what? You remember the Proud Boys case? Let's revisit a little bit of something about that.
Show today, Sandra. I'm John Roberts in Washington. The report reveals that there were a total of 26 confidential human sources in the crowd that day.
David Spunt is live from the Justice Department. He has got the news for us. David.
Sandra, 3 of those were authorized and tasked by the FBI to be there on January 6, 2021. We're coming up on 4 years since that day of the Capitol riot. This IG report specifically focuses on the FBI's handling of confidential human sources, or as we know them, FBI informants. For years, the outgoing FBI director, Chris Wray, has been pressed on reports of undercover agents. According to this new report, there were no undercover FBI agents. However, there were 3 confidential human sources tasked by the Bureau to be in the crowd on January 6th to specifically watch
Touche,
what the
Joe.
report states
Touche.
is concerns over domestic terrorism. Out of those 3, Sandra and John, 1 entered the Capitol, 2 others entered a restricted area. The report says the FBI did not encourage or authorize any sources to go into the building or a restricted area. In addition to the 3 confidential human sources, the FBI told there were 23 that were there on their own. Now, they had worked with the FBI in the past on other cases, but not specifically on the January 6th rally. Some of them entered a restricted area as well. And what stands out in this report, John and Sandra, none of the confidential human sources that entered the U.S. Capitol or a restricted area were prosecuted by the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office. Remember, this is...
You mean like Ray Epps? Who was that Antifa dude that took that video of Ashley Babbitt? Wasn't there videos of people actually changing clothing right before attacking the first barricades 15, 20 minutes before Trump was done speaking? And if you've watched his channel, the video we play, especially it's the last one, very last one from what this Congress has actually released to us from the tapes of January 6th, that very last video on that House administration page that we go to. Why did a dude walk up to the window, hit one side very hard, like he put force into it, goes to the other side of that same window, pounds on it again, it cracks, and he walks away with purpose. Walked up with purpose, hit the windows, walked away with purpose. Now, if he was trying to break into the Capitol, why'd he walk away? Meanwhile, you got Dominic Vizzola breaking the window with a riot shield on the other side of that view. Because if I would have seen that, and he did look over in that direction, if I would have seen that, I'd have tried to go through the other side. If that were me. Let's not forget that the crowd was peaceful as shit. Even as they got through the barricades and they were up on the fucking the plaza or whatever the fuck you want to call that shit. They were still peaceful. Until the Capitol Police started shooting tear gas and rubber bullets and pepper spraying the fuck out of people. There's videos of them saying, shoot the guys on the tower. Fuck yeah, they'll probably fall. They instigated it. Instigated it right from the very fucking beginning. Never mind the Pelosi incident. I don't want to revisit all that shit, but all of this right here could have been avoided had our government not said, let's fuck around. We call that from the very fucking beginning.
This is an office that is still arresting nearly 4 years later and prosecuting people with this case. Now, in a response to the Inspector General, the DC U.S. Attorney's Office says the following. The DC U.S. Attorney's Office generally has not charged those individuals whose only crime on January 6, 2021 was to enter the restricted grounds surrounding the Capitol, which has resulted in the office declining to charge hundreds of individuals, and we have treated the confidential human sources as consistent with this approach.
What about the QAnon shaman?
Outgoing FBI Director Christopher Wray, who announced that he would be stepping down in the next few weeks yesterday, has been pressed on the FBI's role on January 6th. Here's just one clip from last year.
If you are asking whether the violence at the Capitol on January 6th was part of some operation orchestrated by FBI sources and or agents, the answer is emphatically
You're saying
not.
no?
No.
You're saying no?
Not
Okay.
violence orchestrated
Let's
by
move
FBI
on.
sources or agents.
Confidential human sources tasked by the FBI are not undercover agents. These are people that belong to groups like, for instance, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, and then became paid FBI informants at certain points in time while still being members of their groups. And of course, John and Sandra, others are not part of any group and just decided to show up to the Capitol for whatever reason and still work with the FBI on the side and provide information. And we're, of course, waiting for more information from Capitol Hill to see if the White House has anything, the Department of Justice, the FBI, as this report just breaking now with the Inspector General.
Now, I'm going to say this. In this report, it does actually mention that there was like 12 Proud Boys in the fucking crowd. And the 26 that were pointed out were from the Proud Boys case, which means they were watching them in the first fucking place. So 12 Proud Boys there, 26 fucking federal informants or agents watching them outnumbered 2-1. Why? Why? Because they made a fucking move? They were effective? And all they were doing was defending themselves from attacks, and you still fucking tried to paint them as racist. And then all of a sudden, what's that other little group? The one that still does that. The ones, the khaki motherfuckers that wear masks all the fucking time. I don't even remember their name. Patriot Front? Something like that. You parade them around our cities, calling it a Nazi rally. Meanwhile, that's all you. And we know it. But let's continue.
Got it. Appreciate it.
Well, no, there ain't no point in actually going with that. But, where is this one? Oh, yeah, let's not forget. Former January 6th committee chair fires back at Trump's suggestion that panel members should be imprisoned. Benny Thompson sits there and says, nah, he wants to offer, or if Biden wants to offer me a plea, for what? I didn't do anything wrong. Sir, you encrypted and deleted evidence in your January 6th committee while saying you didn't have to preserve evidence? On a trial that led to an impeachment, an investigation that led to an impeachment, that led to trials, lawfare was involved. But you didn't do anything wrong, right, Benny Thompson? Let's talk about how Liz Cheney was actually talking behind the scenes with Cassidy Hutchinson before she had her debut. About how a fat ass literally did some kind of matrix dive through the barrier of the fucking beast to grab somebody, grab the steering wheel, and grab a Secret Service agent by the neck to go to the Capitol. You telling me that fat ass fit through a hole that I'd have problems getting through? Grab the steering wheel and the man's neck. Okay. Liz Cheney was talking to that bitch behind a goddamn scene. And there were actually reports of leaked text messages of Cassidy Hutchinson after the fact, after her testimony was done, a couple of days later, admitting that she fucking lied. But yeah, you got that. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read this. This is Dominic Pizzola's motion for mistrial when they actually found out that there were over 50 informants or agents in the crowd. Haven't been able to pinpoint who. FBI, Department of Homeland Security, CIA, Secret Service. Nobody fucking knows. We still don't know that. We do know they were federal. And now it actually confirms it. Inspector General fucking confirmed it. Okay, cool. Now we're getting somewhere. But this is Dominic Pizzola's motion for mistrial and new trial for multiple Brady violations with included memorandum of law. Defendant Dominic Pizzola, by and through undersigned counsel, hereby respectfully moves that the court order a mistrial and a new trial due to numerous repeated and yet unfolding Brady violations involving confidential human sources. Brady violations is saying, hey, you had exculpatory evidence that could have helped me. You refused to give that up. You actually tried not to give that up. That's a Brady violation. The court is already aware that the prosecution has been slow to close and turn over exculpatory evidence regarding the scale, scope, and nature of CHSs within and around the Proud Boys organization leading up to and through the events of January 6th. The FBI has CHSs positioned at the very highest levels of the Proud Boys, including several who were the actual presidents of the Proud Boys chapter. There were also FBI CHSs within the Ministry of Self-Defense Proud Boy group, the very group that the government claims was the vehicle, the means, and the... Where's the other one with it? Right here. Mechanism for the mythical Proud Boys plot to overthrow the United States government on January 6, 2021. If there had been any actual conspiracy within the Ministry of Self-Defense to violently thwart the transfer of the presidency on January 6, these informants would have been in the position to alert and inform authorities of the plot. But now, with the trial almost over and opportunities to examine most government witnesses all but non-existent, the defense has learned that the FBI informants and CHSs were vastly outnumbered by informants. CHSs and plainclothes operators representing other law enforcement agencies, an agency called Homeland Security Investigations, seems to have played a major role in handling and running the CHSs among the Proud Boys on January 6, 2021. This new information is plainly exculpatory. Body camera video worn on January 6 by undercover Metropolitan Police officers show the undercover officers cheering on the demonstrators with chants of "Go, go, go" to stop the steal and "Whose house? Our house." Undercover operatives were planted amongst the protesters as instigators, not just observers. That was in the Proud Boys case. You know, where all of those motherfuckers got 20 plus fucking years. Well, not all of them. There was what? There was like a 14, 16, something like that in there. Are we not going to call them a political prisoner? I mean, what is it? Who was it? Enrique Tarrio. Enrique Tarrio was arrested the day before and escorted, or arrested like a day or two before, and escorted out of DC. He wasn't even there that day. But because he was in the group and he was the leader of it, he organized it all. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Enrique Tarrio get arrested because he had like magazines, like gun magazines, AR magazines or something like that in his actual vehicle? Something like that. It was something on a gun charge kind of level. I don't remember exactly what it was. But you had informants for our fucking government and government officials instigating shit. And now they're saying, yeah, there was 26 people to watch the, 12 people from the Proud Boys? Y'all called that a conspiracy theory. I think it's been confirmed. No, he wasn't even in the state. They arrested his ass and sent his ass out like a day or two before it. And Christopher Wray just resigned. Yes. We told y'all. We fucking told y'all. That was set up from the very fucking beginning. Because what would be the point of doing that? Oh, we're all lunatics? Because from the video I saw, they broke into the Capitol, got a little fucking happy, and started literally hanging out in the lobby, spilling out into other fucking places. They were all rounded up and shoved back out. They hit a wall of human beings trying to get in, trying to get out. And then y'all boarded that shit up and y'all kept it up. You had forces out there. And then you started lobbing tear gas into them. Well, where the fuck are they going to go? You got people pushing from one side and the other trying to get the fuck out. Huh, you threw tear gas at them? So they're going to try and expand out in every direction away from that. Guess what? Now you're pushing back into the building. That's how that video actually played. January 6th was a fucking setup. It really was. Nancy Pelosi's role. Let's go back to Stephen Son's testimony. Everything about that, none of it rings true to what they're saying, and everything is played out literally as that was set up to happen by our federal fucking government, all to plant this narrative of Orange Man being an insurrectionist, and we need to arrest him. You should have shown all the footage to us by now. Of what? Oh, all the other. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there was something behind that, and just maybe there was something to it as far as why he won't even speak about that shit anymore. But wonder if Fox had the rights to the footage. Probably. And that's probably why he can't actually fucking take it. But let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about this. I really don't know how I feel about this because as I was looking through here, doesn't seem too bad. Check this out, though. This is Biden's full list of clemency and communication recipients revealed. Biden says Thursday that he planned to take more steps during the next few weeks before he exits the Oval Office. Oh, so this is just round one, huh? Hold up. Let's go back to Fox News again because I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Mainstream media is dying, but Fox News is the last one to fucking go. And they've said a lot of dumb shit. They've claimed a lot of wrong shit. but they've been more right about everything as they have progressed. But let's go.
News alert right now. President Biden granting the largest single-day act of clemency in modern history. Brooke Singman joins us with this breaking news. Brooke.
Good morning, Brian. That's right. So the White House announcing this news overnight. President Biden commuting the sentence of roughly 1,500 people who were released from prison and placed on house arrest during the pandemic. He's also pardoning at least 39 more people, all of whom have been convicted of non-violent crimes. Now, the previous single-day record for clemency was held by Biden's old boss, former President Barack Obama. But today's action is 5 times larger than that. We had heard reports last week that the Biden administration was considering issuing preemptive pardons for.
Wait. You mean to tell me that the deporter in chief was also the pardoner in chief? I don't know how you would say that. And then Biden did 5 times as much as that dude?
For a handful of people like Liz Cheney, Anthony Fauci, and Adam Schiff out of fear that the incoming Trump administration could target them. But it appears none of those 3 names are part of this list. Now, this also follows the president's controversial decision to pardon his son Hunter, who faced sentencing this month for felony tax and gun convictions. White House lawyers say those pardoned this morning had all been convicted of nonviolent crimes such as drug offenses and say they have since turned their lives around. Lawrence.
We'll be looking out for the rest of the list. Thanks, Brooke.
The rest of the list. What is the rest of the list? What? It is infuriating because close that real quick. Bring this back up. We have a little story about this, but this is what I really wanted to get into here. This is what the fuck is it? Just to let you know, it's actually coming from the site Fit to Page. And screw it. I'll just save it real quick. And we'll do it that way and throw it up. Okay, so who did he give clemency to? Nina Samoa Allen, Harvest, Alabama. Nina Samoa Allen is a 49-year-old woman who was convicted of a nonviolent offense in her 20s. In the years since, Ms. Allen returned to school, earned a post-bachelorate degree and 2 master's degrees. Now she works in the field of education. Ms. Allen strengthened her community by volunteering at a local soup kitchen and a nursing home. Ms. Allen is described by people who know her as a dependable, hardworking woman of integrity. If this is true, good on you. Kelsey Lynn Becklin, Falcon, and I say that. I really do say that because this government has lied so goddamn much I can't tell what's actually real and not. I really fucking don't. At this point, you remember when gas prices were spiking and they were trying to tell you that the president has no say in gas? And now they're trying to thank Joe Biden for gas prices dropping. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, Kelsey Lynn Becklin, Falcon Heights, Minnesota. Kelsey Lynn Becklin is a 38-year-old woman who pleaded guilty on a nonviolent offense at the age of 21. After successfully serving her sentence, Ms. Becklin has furthered her education. Recently completed, I can't speak, a PhD program. In addition, her graduate program research and academic writing. Ms. Becklin mentors previously incarcerated individuals who also seek to pursue her higher education. She is also an active volunteer in her community. Friends and professors attest to her work ethic, education, dedication, genuine care for others. Okay, then you got Duran Arthur Brown, 44-year-old man who pleaded guilty to a nonviolent offense. I would love to see what these actual offenses are because I may not be okay with some of these. You know what I'm saying? What was the offense? Because a nonviolent offense could actually be like scamming me out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So you let them out. The president of the United States let them out. Why would they not go back to doing whatever it was they were doing? again, it's that argument that I give, like firing somebody or letting them retire is not the answer for having some kind of accountability, left and fucking right. Let's just be honest. Having some kind of accountability, there ain't no way just letting them retire from the position is going to do that, because once that happens, there's always going to be somebody else who looks at that torch and says, "Hey, I can make a fortune off of that right there. All I got to do is pick it up and keep walking until they kick me the fuck out." So wait a minute. I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. And the only thing I have to do is fear losing my job. Why not? What stops it? Nothing. No accountability. You always get corruption. Left, right, independent, center. It don't matter how you line up. That's always how it goes. It's a tough situation to say because I don't know these, but yeah, I've read a lot of these, and it's just like nonviolent offenses, nonviolent drug offenses when he was 22 years old. Okay, let me ask you a question. Was this motherfucker pushing fentanyl? When he was 22 years old, 56, okay, so 30 years ago, was he pushing crack? What was a big thing back then? Heroin? 30 years ago, that would put it in the 90s. So yeah, I think it was heroin. Was he doing that? I mean, let's be honest, fentanyl is fucking worse than heroin, but you remember the heroin epidemic? You remember the opioid epidemic? You remember the crack epidemic? Was he facilitating that? I don't know. And that's what I'm talking about with things like this. Because it all does sound like puff pieces, but are we literally letting go the worst of the worst? And you're just trying to play it up? I don't know these people. I don't know these lists. Oh, financial crime affects generations. Yes, KB, and it does. It actually fucking does. And for honesty about that, we can take a look at the Hunter Biden situation. He was a bag man for his dad. Let's be honest. They have his ass dead to fucking rights, especially with that check to his brother. You know, the one that says loan repayment. Your argument for that is because he wrote loan repayment. It proves that he paid his brother for a loan. I don't think that's going to hold up in court. Then again, hold on. Depending on where you do it, that is a point. That is an actual point, because let's not forget, or not Christopher Wray, but Ray Epps' fucking trial suing Fox News over defamation happened in the same courtroom that Fox News lost that defamation trial for Dominion. The same courtroom, same judge, everything. I'm not going to say everything because, of course, lawyers will change up with different things like that. But yeah. Just so happened that Trump's second second defamation case with E. Jean Carroll, just so happens it wound up with the same fucking judge, the same courtroom, even the same prosecuting attorneys. Okay. But anyway, there is this list, and I will actually give you all on both sides. Where the hell is it? Where the hell? Here we go. I will give you all this because I went through a lot of that. And the only thing I have a problem with is literally what are the charges? That's it. I don't see a bad thing about it, other than the fact that this may be like, hey, let's puff them up right now because they see this shit and they're going to have no problem with it. And then we'll hit out the big shit. And they'll just be like, well, you were okay with this because apparently we let murderers and rapists back out on our streets. There's going to be a lot of digging into this, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be fun to see what comes out of this. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be fun to see what comes out of this. But ladies and gentlemen, I got them on different size today. I'm about to go to Rumble. I got one more two things I got to hit up. The next one I'm going to get a little spicy with. This Caitlin Clark shit's got to stop. But anyway, there you go, YouTube. You have the Rumble link. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 3 minutes.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you could fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?